included new water lines, service connections, natural gas lines, curves, and paving, and in some projects, sidewalks and street lighting was included. The result of this 20-year commitment is a brand new infrastructure, direct benefit of the natural environment, and the model of community commitment in the face of a staggering structural investment. The final cost for Frostburg will likely exceed 30 to 35 million. Throughout the years, there was Chris overseeing the design, helping convince funding sources, and being directly involved in construction management, and it's an amazing legacy. Chris, I'd just like to thank you, for your commitment to the city. It truly is amazing, and I think you've had and done a lot of amazing things over your career, and I just want to congratulate you on your retirement.
A round of applause, everyone. Chris, do you have any words of wisdom for your underline?
All those nice things are said about me. It really was a team effort. I mean, the whole city hall staff, the departments, and especially the mayor and council, they were instrumental in getting the money, the 87.5% paid for all this. And everybody teamed up in grantsmanship, and boys from the water and street rec were always there to help. And so, I got to say that, I was a part of it, but I think the biggest part was the team. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Don't get off that easy, front and center. You're not off the clock yet.
City of Frostburg Certificate of Recognition. Whereas the employees of the City of Frostburg are the most valuable asset to the city, and whereas the employees are true public servants that work tirelessly to improve the quality of life in the community. By working to make Frostburg a safe and sustainable place to live and do business, and whereas the city has been fortunate enough to have employees that have served the city with pride and professionalism for decades. Let it be known, we sincerely congratulate and extend warmest wishes to Chris Hovatter on this occasion of his retirement after a distinguished 42-year career serving as the City Director of Public Works. Issued 15th day of April, 2021.
Anybody wants to do pictures after?
Yeah, for sure. Run around with that.
Wow, that's a pretty picture. It says there is one essential for the success of the community, clean water for the 42 years of Frostburg. Devoted steward of this resource. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I'm ready. I guess. Oh, yes, I want to say something. Do I want to say something? Unlike everybody else, I didn't write anything down because I think the statute of limitations may not be up on some of it. So I didn't want to put anything in writing, but wow, 38 years Mike and I worked together. He started in 1983, and I was probably one of his first partners. It's been a long ride, and Mike has done a lot for the police department. Just the tens of thousands of dollars in grants that he acquired over his career. And again, I don't want to tell too many stories, but I guess one of the best stories I could tell would be when Mike started in 1983, he looked rather young. And there were many times we would get calls from citizens going, "Hey, did you know there's some little boy driving your police car around town?" And of course, we have to straighten them out on that. But Mike has just been so instrumental in the police department. He and I had worked together at different times on the same shift. And again, boy, some of the stories I could tell, but I won't.
Don't, Kevin, don't tell him.
But I've appreciated everything Mike has done. Mike is a kind of a jack of all trades. Not only did he do grants, if we had an electrical problem in the police department, he came in, he fixed the electrical problem. If we had a computer problem in the police department, he came in, he fixed the computer. Just the savings that a lot of people didn't appreciate, but the money that he saved us over the years. And we got a new fella sitting here I hope can continue in that situation. But I'd just like to say it was such a pleasure working with Mike for all the years that I worked with him, and I wish him a lot of good luck in his retirement.
Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Now, I just want to thank Mike sincerely for his dedication to the City of Frostburg and the Police Department for 38 years. I mean, there's really no way to find the right words to thank someone who's devoted their entire adult career to policing our city, making our city safer, healthier, and better. Now, I've lived here my entire life. I love this city. I love our police department. And my entire life, Mike worked at the Frostburg Police Department growing up, and I mean that in the respect that he was one of the people that made this city better for me to grow up in, better to live in, with him and learn from his experience. Mike was obviously one of the senior officers when I came here, and he knew policing intuitively, how it should be. He understood that it's important to be fair to people. He used some common sense to talk to people. You know, you get different trends in policing, different ways they want you to police, and Mike understood that what permeates all that is the way you treat people, the way you know your community. It was pretty rare where we would get called to a local residence and Mike wouldn't know the people or know the house or know whose house it was, and that's crucial to good policing. That's where you don't have your anonymous policing and your anonymous world, and you have a community that cares about itself, and the police are part of that community. So I learned a lot from Mike. I could never express really in just a few words how to thank him for his dedication to the police department, his friendship and support of me in this role. And even though he's moving to Florida, he's offered to be a phone call away still to help us with our computers and help us with some of our technology and IT issues. And it's amazing. You know, for him, it was more than just a job. It was a calling. It was a lifestyle. You know, as Commissioner Grove said, I mean, the enormous amounts of money he's brought this city through grant funding, through savings and IT work and networking. And, you know, during Mike's career, the police department transitioned from the old ways to the computer era, and Mike was instrumental in making all that happen. And really just appreciate all that he's done for his career. And thank you for the opportunity, Mayor, to say a few words.
I'll jump one thing in. I started in '86, went out on the road in '87. Something I always enjoyed about work with Michael was that when it came to old people, Michael has this wonderful, wonderful way with our older citizens. And for him being fairly young and me being fairly young and stuff, I didn't expect him not to, but he would go above and beyond. If it was somebody elderly in the community that needed our help, and really it wouldn't be a police issue, it might be the thermostat wasn't kicking the heat on. But no, we go. We go and we help those folks because there are people, there are the folks that expect us to help them when they're in a pickle. And Mike would, again, always was just so kind and considerate. And that was just, it was a good lesson for me as being, again, an officer just a few years younger than he was. When we both went to St. Michael's together. Remember looking up to Mike literally because he was our crossing guard. He got us across the street with his silver badge before he got a gold badge. So we've been very, very, very lucky that the folks that work for the city of Frostburg do put so much of their heart and spirit and their caring into what they do. Let's give both these guys another round of applause. Mike, you got the opportunity. The floor is yours. He's very humble. You notice that? Very humble. Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Kevin, you want to have a comment?
Yes.
Chief?
Oh. Okay, this is a certificate of recognition for Lieutenant Sweitzer. Says, whereas the employees of the city of Frostburg are the most valuable asset to the city, and whereas these employees are true public servants that work tirelessly to improve the quality of life in the community by working to make Frostburg a safe and sustainable place to live and do business. And whereas the city has been fortunate enough to have employees that have served the city with pride and professionalism for decades, that it hereby be known that we sincerely congratulate and extend the warmest wishes to Lieutenant Mike Sweitzer on the occasion of his retirement after a distinguished 38-year career serving as an officer of the Frostburg Police Department. So this is for you. And it'd be more than that.
Okay, next we have a crystal plaque in recognition of your 38 years of dedicated service to the police department. It says, Lieutenant J. Michael Sweitzer, the Frostburg City Police Department thanks you for your many years of dedicated and honorable service to the Frostburg community. You have provided excellent leadership while serving with integrity and compassion. Congratulations on your retirement. Lieutenant J. Michael Sweitzer, 1983 to 2021. It's my honor to present this to you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor to work with you.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure.
You can tell them it's
You got it, absolutely.
Bob, you're next. Another round of applause. Okay. I'd like to everybody can go home now. I mean, you could. We gotta stay, but you could. All right, I'll move forward to mayor and commissioner reports and any announcements. So we need to take a vote and approve the minutes from various departments of the city.
I move we approve the monthly reports of the city departments.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Frostburg Municipal Center update.
I'll be very brief, but we're still on track to move the police department in on Monday, April 26th, and the city hall offices April 27th. I expect that phone lines, online payments, and other non-emergency calls will be disrupted for intermittent periods of time, and the city hall offices will be closed for a period of time during the transition to move and get set up. But we'll try to keep that as brief as possible, and once we have a firm understanding of when those periods will be next week, we'll announce that to the media and put on our website and Facebook page.
Okay, good. All right, public hearings. Chris?
You should have gotten an award for doing these every month for how long now?
20 years.
Just for that alone.
Well, thank you. Adam said a lot of what I usually say about the beginning of the court order consent decree from the Maryland Department of Environment. And a CSO is caused by stormwater, because stormwater is about 1,000 times more than the sanitary flows, and it's a good thing. But we're in about our 18th year of the program, and it's been a great run. As Adam said, it consists of planning, grantsmanship, design, construction. And right now, we're in the middle of 3 projects that are in construction phase. One is 9A, which is Charles Street, and that is about 99% complete. Punch list. The next one is Stoyer Street. That's about 40% complete. And we just opened up bids for the C project, which is the Bell Street corridor. The bids look pretty good, and we hope to be under construction on that job in July. So as always, the citizen and the businesses of our community can help this situation by taking the rain leaders and stormwater out of the system, and either by splash blocking it or directly connecting it to a storm sewer. So I want to say thanks to everybody for my time doing this, and I'm sure Rob you're in good hands with Rob. So hopefully we'll continue the program and for many more years. Thank you.
And since he's not moving away, Rob, he'll be around. Because it's his baby. Chris, thank you again. Appreciate it. All right. Second public hearing is a constant yield tax hearing. Ms. Elaine?
Thank you and good evening. Tonight, we are holding the constant yield tax hearing regarding the real estate tax rate for the next fiscal year beginning July 1, 2021 through June 30, 2022. This hearing was advertised in the Cumberland Times News on March 27th, and the ad was approved in advance by the State Department of Assessments and Taxation. I would like to highlight the text of the constant yield hearing for the audience. The mayor and city council of the city of Frostburg propose to increase real property taxes. For the tax year beginning July 1, 2021, the estimated real property assessable base will increase by 1.8%, from $348,684,251 to $354,958,908. If the city of Frostburg maintains the current tax rate of 68 cents per $100 of assessment, real property tax revenues will increase by 1.8%, resulting in $42,668 of new real property tax revenues. In order to fully offset the effect of increasing assessments, the real property tax rate should be reduced to 66.8 cents, the constant yield tax rate. The city is considering not reducing its real property tax rate enough to fully offset increasing assessments. The city proposes to adopt a real property tax rate of 70 cents per $100 of assessment. This tax rate is 4.8% higher than the constant yield tax rate and will generate $113,659 in additional property tax revenues. This evening is the public hearing on the proposed real property tax rate increase. The hearing is open to the public, and we welcome public testimony from any of the public regarding this tax rate.
And anything over?
No, there was no call-in request or written comments submitted in advance.
Okay. It's the first time we've been in a room with real live people. Anybody have anything you want to say? Okay, very good.
Thank you. Next, I would like to address Ordinance 2021-02, which is the fiscal year 2022 operating budget and schedule of rates and fees. In the last month's work session and council meeting, we discussed the draft budget. Last week, at your work session, we again discussed the changes that have been proposed from the draft budget to the budget ordinance. The details of the budget have been available online to the public, and the schedule of fees has also been published online. These documents continue to be available through the city's website so that citizens can continue to review the budget and the schedule of fees. This evening, the presentation for you is the first reading of the budget ordinance. The overall budget for this coming fiscal year is proposed at around $13.1 million. This is $2.5 million less than the budget for the year that's ending June 30, 2021. So this evening, I would ask for your consideration of a motion and a second to approve the ordinance on first reading and to set the May 20th, 2021 council meeting as an advertised public hearing on the budget ordinance. We would give an opportunity at that time for public comment and then we need a vote of the mayor and council.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance on the first reading and set the May 20th, 2021 council meeting as an advertised public hearing.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Again, there's no public comment, so all in favor?
Aye.
And I'm certainly available anytime if anyone has questions regarding the budget ordinance or the schedule of fees. You can reach me at City Hall at extension 103 or by email, or you can stop by City Hall, and I'm more than happy to talk to anyone.
Elaine, again, thank you for all you do putting this together for us every year. We really, really appreciate it, okay?
Thank you very much.
And for those who are not online, they can get a copy of the ordinance, the fee schedule, et cetera, at City Hall, right?
Yes, we do not have copies printed in order to save paper,
Mhm.
but I can have one ready in just a matter of minutes for anyone who would like to request one. If they prefer to call in advance so it's ready when they stop by, I'm happy to do that for them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Thanks again, Elaine. All right, rolling down to the agenda here, report of the Frostburg Police Department. Chief Nick usually doesn't have much to say, so.
You've got 2.5 minutes.
I'm ready. Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Good evening. I have the report for you for the Police Department for the month of March 2021. We had 960 incidents as compared to 501 incidents in March of 2020. If you've had a chance to glance at the report, you can see it was a very busy month. We had 27 arrests in total, a couple civil citations, few C3I cases. 14 of the arrests were custodial arrests as opposed to summonses or citations. Under the public service section, I added a couple of more things. I mentioned before that I'm always trying to look for data that can really show you more of the types of work we're doing, you know, because a lot of police work is more than the arrests and direct enforcement. It can be just resolving disturbances or mediating disputes. So we added some things like a disturbance category that includes multiple incident types, requests for officer assist other agencies. We did well-being checks there a while back. So always looking for ways to reflect a little more of what we do. Schools are back, so we've done 67 traffic details. We're usually at Mountain Ridge and Bell Elementary at arrival and dismissal time. 4 DUI arrests and 168 traffic stops. So it's been a busy month. Things are certainly coming back to life, so to speak. I mean, just a lot more movement, a lot more activity. And even though there are still some restrictions due to COVID, we're still always trying to do our community policing events. Commissioner Grove and I live for it. We have a blast, and it's good for the community and good for our department. So we did the Easter ride with Chief McMorrin and some of our colleagues, and it was just absolutely fantastic. We had 10 baskets this year instead of 5, thanks to the donation, and it took us just about 2 hours, and we hit just about every neighborhood in Frostburg. So that's been a very, very positive event. And just wanted to note that we're doing grant enforcement from the Maryland Highway Safety Office. We've done some DUI enforcement in March, and we're now doing cell phone use and seatbelt use for the month of April. So, you know, those are initiatives that the Maryland Highway Safety Office pays the city to pay officers overtime to come out and work extra to concentrate enforcement on those issues. So, and they tie it into statewide waves and those sorts of things. So we appreciate those opportunities as well. And kind of like you heard about Mike earlier, I mean, those things take a lot of administrative time to apply for them and collect all the data and report back. So that's something we'll certainly miss Mike doing, but we will carry forward regardless. So that would conclude my report, and I'd be glad to answer any questions or elaborate further if you would like.
Nick, if you'd like, maybe mention our newest addition to our fleet.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we are very, very pleased that we got a Chevrolet Bolt, a Chevy Bolt, which is a totally electric car. It just came about a week or so ago, and we have it up now at Commercial Graphics being marked with our police lettering. It came with lights. It looks fantastic. So we've tested it out, and drives very nice, drives like a sedan, and it can be charged up behind City Place in the former St. Michael's Parish Hall. I'm sorry, behind St. Michael's in the city parking lot, in the former Parish Hall lot. Commissioner Forsythe has been kind enough to donate her card to charge it up until the municipal center is done. When we get there, we'll have.
Are you still waiting on a check?
Rob
have a,
volunteered all that, so.
Okay. We'll have a
It really
charge.
doesn't cost a lot though to charge up a car, I gotta say, this is.
No, not at all. We'll have a
So,
charging
go
port in
ahead.
the station, and it made its debut during the Easter ride through the neighborhoods. Commissioner Grove and I took the lead in that car, and it was incredible. So just a really neat, innovative, and I think positive thing to do for the community and the
It's been
department.
creating buzz. I don't know if you've heard, but yeah, people are pretty excited about it.
That is awesome to be here. I cannot wait till the graphics get on and we get a few pictures out and really get the word out even more. That's great.
And we've ordered the wind-up key in case we do run out of electricity for some reason, so it should be here anytime.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, electric Humvees, that was, wow.
Hopefully, though.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Now with the weather being nicer and the COVID restrictions being somewhat more relaxed, I understand we'll be stepping up a little more of the parking meter enforcement.
Yes, that's correct. Commissioner Grove and I spoke about that a little bit the other day, and we made, we typically try to make runs based on how many calls we have, how busy it is, but, and the weather is a factor too. When the ice is out there, we do reduce enforcement of the meters, but, yes, we're going to try to do twice a day to the extent possible to really just get that going, get people to start using them like they should, and kind of get the deterrent aspect out as much as anything.
Are you planning on alerting people beforehand? Because people, I think, have come to sort of just rely on them not being enforced. And,
Yeah, we could put something on Facebook.
Yeah, just
Sure.
so that, they know ahead of time, okay, I need to start putting
Yeah.
that order in there,
Yeah, sure.
which
We'll-
is still pretty cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not a problem. We'll get a little advertisement out on Facebook or social media, just showing that we're going to do increased enforcement and try to spread awareness that way, so.
Well, and another thing with that, we can look at the revenues that the meters make, and they really haven't been down all that far, so people are still feeding the meters. It's not like everybody's sitting on them and going, well, I'm not gonna put money in it, because our revenues are still up on them.
Yes, sir.
All right. Chief Matt? Okay, all right. One more shot of public comment?
Not anything.
Crickets? All right. Meeting's adjourned. Everyone enjoy this, what,